Welcome back, everybody. My name is Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. 888-713-2929 is the telephone number. We'd like you to pick up that phone right now and give us a call. We talk mortgages. And in this crazy fall going into winter season, we've seen a lot of things go on that, yes, mortgage rates are probably going to go up, and it's not necessarily because that's what the Fed is saying. And by the way, the Fed chairman looks like they're on their way out. Janet Yellen is set to interview with President Trump in terms of staying on as the Fed chair, but I really don't think she's going to maintain that status. Reason being is that Donald Trump, well, you know what, I guess Trump actually does that to everybody, but he has really been at odds and in a war with Janet Yellen for a long time through the campaign, certainly through the 6 months since his election. He's really been at odds with her, calling her a real drag on the economy and the growth that he wants to see at 3 to 5%, and we're hovering, of course, below 2.5%, 2.5, maybe a little bit more, 2.6 during the last quarter, but certainly not much more than that. And with the advent of all the natural disasters that have been out there, we're not going to see that kind of growth rate in the underlying economy. Maybe through the first or second quarter of next year, we may see some improvement. But in regards to that, in regards to your mortgage, in regards to what's going on in the economy overall and how it affects your real estate buying decisions, which of course, it's all about the money, right? If you can borrow money at a certain rate and spend more on a house in an escalating real estate market, well, guess what? You're probably going to be happy because you can buy more of a house than what you could have bought if, in fact, rates went up and property values went up. So what we're seeing right now in the economy is important to what we're going to talk about today on the show. If you'd like to reach me, info@malibufunding.net. That's my email address. And, of course, we're on Twitter, @Jeff6493, and I tweet out occasionally, usually positive messages on Twitter because, as you all know, Twitter has become much more of a war zone than was originally anticipated. I was one of the early adopters to Twitter when it first came up. Thought it was a great medium, a way by which you can follow people or you can get your own message out there. But it just delineates or gets into a real minutia biting back and forth between whoever tweeted and who tweets back and the retweets. I don't particularly like it, although they're coming up with a longer version of Twitter. I don't know if anybody out there knows it. Instead of 140 characters, they're looking at 280 characters. Now, why that's a good thing, I have no idea, but that's kind of the advent of what's going on in the Twitterverse. We're also can be seen on YouTube. We're making some changes to the YouTube site. We've hired a company that's going to try to rebrand what we do there into the Mortgage Voice, and we also do a television show out in Las Vegas, the Las Vegas Real Estate Show, and you can see both of these things on our YouTube channel. Currently, it is called Financing Mortgage. Go to YouTube, look at Financing Mortgage, and see some of the great shows that both are shot here for the radio show, the Mortgage Voice, and of course out in Las Vegas, Nevada for the Las Vegas Real Estate Show. I'm Jeff Barton again. I'm glad you're listening. As I said, we are in the midst of a very busy fall, a lot of things going on. I wanted to get into one of the top information. Trump came out with a tax reform plan, and I don't know if anybody's aware of it or what's in it. What is in it for you as the consumer in regards to your real estate purchases, in regards to the mortgage deduction that you take currently on your interest payments on your mortgage. Just want to go through a couple of things here. It came out from Brad Inman, and everybody knows who Brad Inman is, right? Inman News has been around since the advent of the internet, probably 20, 25 years. And he is one of the foremost experts in both real estate online and, of course, anything to do with internet and real estate in general. He was one of the first contributors to whether we were going to get IDX, whether we were going to get MLS listings online live, whether we were going to share information. It has devolved, like most things, into information from lawyers about what's legal and what isn't legal. And if you have a real estate agent right now and you've just listed your house, remember that real estate agent has to give permission to your MLS to have either Zillow or Trujillo or Redfin or any of these other third-party sites extract the information. Used to be automatic. And when we first came out in the internet world, and of course this goes back to Brad Inman, we used to get these information requests simply by the realtor saying, hey, you've got my listings online and you're using them. I want to put them on my website. Well, now it's this entire universe of information is out there, information is available, however, it is not free, and there is liability associated with it. Must have happened with a lawsuit, must have happened with a bunch of clever lawyers who said that their intellectual property was violated. So if you have a listing and it's online and you're looking around and you can't find it, it's because your realtor or your realtor's broker has yet to identify and choose those online outlets where this information is going to be, shot out to and exposed to. Certainly Redfin, certainly Trujillo, certainly Realtor.com, and certainly Zillow. These are all the independent information sites that you go to if you're looking for real estate. Make sure that your realtor is out there. So Brad, he wrote an article today about the tax reform bill, and it's very interesting what's going on in the tax reform bill, and we're trying to figure out whether this is good or bad. So the main issue here for real estate purchases is that mortgage interest payment that you make every month. Now, in the first 10 years of your mortgage payments, as everybody knows, anywhere from 70 to 90% of that payment is interest. Now, it has come, from the early 70s, late 70s, that this interest payment is deductible on your taxes. It was used to spur people to get out there and buy real estate, and obviously if you're getting a deduction on your taxes, you must be making money, you must be making a mortgage, but that gives you extra buying power, and used in the calculations to obtain a mortgage, it really helps knowing that amount of money that you're going to be gaining back in interest payments, especially over the first 10, 15 years of your mortgage, can be used directly to make the payments of your mortgage. However, Donald Trump has proposed in his tax plan that there is a tiered system here. You have very high earners, you have medium high earners, and then you have low earners. The low earners obviously won't be affected. The mortgage tax deduction will remain in place. The medium high earners, and they're trying to determine what is medium high, what is medium, and what is high, so that they can give a floor and a ceiling to those levels in order to say, okay, in this tax bracket, you will not get the mortgage deduction. And certainly anybody in the super rich tax deduction, you would think, will not get the tax deduction. However, they're saying no, just the opposite. It's going to be the middle that pays the deduction, won't have the deduction on your taxes, but the high and the low will. So this is going to affect anybody who's buying a house for $300,000-$400,000. It's making about $150,000 a year. This is going to affect you directly if, in fact, it goes through. Now, will it go through? Will it not go through? Like everything in the Trump administration, nothing seems to get through Congress, and that's been Congress's modus operandi, or whatever it is, for the past, 8 to 16 years. Nothing happens in Congress. So if we're looking for regulatory relief in the tax code, what you're probably going to see is either, this is Steve Mnuchin's plan, right? He's the head of the Treasury. He's going to probably come out with an edict that says, okay, tax deduction for these tax brackets is fine. Anybody else? No. So that's something to consider next year when they take up the tax reform here in Congress. And that's one of the things I wanted to talk about today when we talked about the upcoming events that are happening. Obviously, there's a lot more to talk about, and I'm really happy that you're all here for the show. My name is Jeff Barton, and keep listening. Again, the telephone number, 888-713-2929, and I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. We'll be right back.
Is your car starting to give you some trouble? Then come on down to Gyra Tire Shop and Service, where we offer a wide range of services such as new and used tires, balance and repair, brakes, AC repair, professional auto diagnostics. We promise you high-quality service at an affordable price. We're located on the corner of Boulder Highway and Wells Street. Do yourself and your car a favor. Come down to Gyra Tire Shop and Service.
Want to know how to create more business and save money? Simple. The answer is video. Video shares are the fastest growing form of word-of-mouth advertising. And according to InternetRetailer.com, visitors who viewed a business video were 85% more likely to buy after watching it. People today are on the go, They don't have time to read text, but they have 1 minute to watch video. At HD Video King, we not only create quality video that's right for you, we coach you on how to get the most from it. Call today. Our award-winning staff are ready to assist.
Are you experiencing hair loss? We have the solution with no drugs, no surgery, and no side effects. Experience 100% pain-free results with Super Grow Laser Cap System, featuring 272 professional-grade lasers that make your hair thicker and fuller naturally. Use it 15 minutes a day, 3 times a week, and notice your hair growth in as little as 3 months. Visit online at irevivelaser.com to order your Super Grow Laser Cap today and experience unbelievable results. irevivelaser.com.
Successful Strategies International offers state-of-the-art PMP certification and an entire curriculum of project management, risk management, portfolio and program management by using unique learning techniques such as online learning, simulations, and facilitator lead programs. Our clientele consists of some of the biggest Fortune 500 companies in existence. SSI has trainers all across North America, Europe, and Asia to help meet your project management needs. Learn more at ssi-learn.com. That's ssi-learn.com.
Ruthless Cowboys, keeping the American dream alive and creating jobs one t-shirt at a time. From fabric to design, Ruthless Cowboys makes 100% American-made apparel that hardworking Americans are proud to wear. At RuthlessCowboys.com, you can shop for shirts and accessories for the cowboy or cowgirl in your life. Head to RuthlessCowboys.com, check us out on Facebook and Instagram by searching Ruthless Cowboys. Ruthless Cowboys, we're all about family, country, and keeping it all American. RuthlessCowboys.com.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. 888-713-2929 is the telephone number. If you pick up the phone and give us a call right now, you can talk to me on the phone about your mortgage. There's a lot of things to discuss and consider when you're thinking about buying a home, selling a home. Now, I make this pitch all the time. If you're not talking to a professional who really has your best interests at heart, you're doing yourself a disservice. The reason is because this is a very confusing industry in that you have a lot of claims in the marketplace, a lot of people who will tell you that the other guy that you're dealing with is terrible, or that gal that is quoting you at the bank doesn't know what she's saying. Look, you need to trust somebody. So if anything on this show, if I can try to impart some interesting information, some wisdom, anything that would say, hey, look, we're here to try to give you information about mortgages, about what you can use in order to determine the best course of action for yourself. That's what the show's here for, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm Jeff Barton, of course. info@malibufunding.net is our email address. If you'd like to see us on Facebook, go to Facebook, type in Home Loans, Malibu Funding Inc., and we pop right up. We always have interesting guests. Connie Hernandez is on the show with us now, and she's been on the show with us many times to just walk us through a little bit of what's going on out in San Bernardino, Riverside, LA counties. Connie, how are you?
I'm doing great, Jeff. Thanks for having me on the show.
And thank you very much for once again coming on the air. We get, in my intro, talking a little bit about trust in the mortgage industry. There's a lot of misinformation out there. How do you gain trust with your clients? What do you do to endear yourself to them in order to have them, you know, as I say, trust you with the most important financial decision of their life?
Well, I am with you 100%. I'll share something kind of interesting. Even though I do some marketing, and, you know, that's really huge these days, especially with all of the media and the Facebooks and all the different ways that people are marketing. But being in the business well over 20 years now, most of my business has been referrals. And, I really appreciate my clients, and I think the reason for that is because when they come in, we're not trying to sell them anything at all. We're basically listening to their needs and trying to fit them in the best loan program that's best for them, and we also provide them options. So I think that's crucial, and it's key to our business to be good listeners. And actually, that's not even appropriate. It's more like great listeners. Right.
I agree with you. I mean, the audience doesn't know it, but we had a chance yesterday to do a bit of I had a client that I couldn't help, and I asked Connie to help me with it. And you came right back with no solution, but you were able to tell the client right away that they were upside down in their property, and the best thing they should do is go back to their lender that has the loan and see if they can do a loan mod. I think that's key, knowing that, hey, look, I don't have all the answers, but I do have some ability to help. I think that's what you're talking about.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely so. And, it breaks my heart when I have to tell someone I can't help them, but I would much rather them know the truth and know it right away so they can try to see if there's other sources that they can go to for the help that they do need. And it is our job to inform them in the best possible way that we can and direct them to the best solution possible for them. So, in her case, being upside down $40,000 is a substantial amount. And she told me something that was kind of a little bit disturbing to me, but being in the business this long, I'm sure you've heard it all just as much as I have.
Oh, yes and no. Let's see. What did she say?
Yeah. Well, she basically said that she had been told that, lenders now, they will refinance if you're upside down, and that there's a lot of people out there that could help her. But, she just wanted to make sure that she was okay. And I basically told her, well, if anybody promises you any help and they're taking a fee from you in advance, just run the other way.
Yep.
And that's, the best advice I could possibly give her.
Well, those loan mod scams that were about in 08, 9, and 10, which are basically disappeared, we're targeting those kind of people who are upside down in their houses and promising them everything, but they had to give them, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 up front. And of course, that's all illegal now, made illegal by many laws in all the different states in order to protect consumers from that kind of predatory lending.
No, and I think those were the best things that could have happened to our industry, because unfortunately those few will give a bad name to those of us that have been around for a long time and truly do care about our clients.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, tell me what's happening out in your area. Of course, Connie works for PMA, a terrific company, and does loans for them. Been doing that for quite some time. And you are out in Covina, is that correct?
That is correct. We're in downtown Covina, right on Citrus and Badillo. I've been here for quite some time. And actually, I've been in San Gabriel Valley now for at least 15 years now.
Okay, excellent. What's happening in the valley? What are real estate prices doing? How's that affecting decisions being made on mortgages?
Well, I'm seeing a lot of younger people taking the plunge and going into what we would consider, back when we first bought our home, into more of their dream home. With two in the household working, they're taking that plunge, and I've seen that quite a bit now. Obviously, prices in our area are not under $500,000, but where rather than moving out towards further out towards the Inland Empire or Redlands and getting that first starter home, they're actually looking at their budgets, paying off bills, and taking that responsibility of a bigger mortgage. And that's what I've seen in the last, I would say, about a year and a half now.
We were talking earlier segment about the tax plan that may or may not come through, but the proposal is that some of the mortgage deduction will be eliminated. Have you thought about that and how that might impact some of your clients?
Well, I have, and I've actually had some discussions with some of the borrowers that are actually preparing. And that's something we do in the office, is sometimes when they come in and they're, graduated from college, or now they've gotten a large promotion at work, we'll sit down with them and we'll give them guidance and prepare them, like maybe not necessarily by a month or 2 months from then, but most definitely 6 months down the line where they have the 20% down payment. That's kind of what is happening quite a bit right now. A lot of my buyers are waiting and putting that money together themselves or with gift funds to avoid that mortgage insurance. And I believe the whole idea behind that is because, with the tax situation and not being able to receive the tax credits, they have to be conscious of what their monthly debts are going to be.
Absolutely, and I think the unknown is the thing that's most distressing to me, because I can't advise clients right now about what's happening with the tax code, when it's going to happen, but the proposals out there are scaring people. So where we've got some of the banks, some of the investors loosening guidelines. Certainly Fannie and Freddie have loosened it up by having that 50% debt-to-income ratio. And then this particular aspect is complete reversal. So it's mixed signals coming from Washington about exactly what we can do out here in the field that's confusing me and scaring my buyers.
It's almost a tug of war, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And the regulatory burden is hard enough on us and always expanding, as you well know. We went through another regulatory issue on the 25th about registering loans to investors, a whole new set of bureaucracies and requirements that make our job harder. So when you're in the process of doing a loan, has it gotten easier? Is it easier? Or would you say it's mostly the same?
Well, I would say as far as getting easier, I've noticed that we're not getting hit with those phantom conditions. Is that the proper way of saying it?
Yeah, I think so.
That could never happen.
Yeah. No, I think that's kind of the way it is, yes.
So those have kind of lightened up quite a bit, like you mentioned. You know, lenders are kind of loosening the reins a little bit more, but at the same time, I do see some concern as far as what the future is, you know, values and, you know, tax issues, and, you know, as far as regulations go for us, we never know what's around the corner that we have to do next just to abide to compliances. Hey,
Connie, shout out your phone number in case somebody out there is needing to get in touch with you, another terrific loan officer.
Well, thank you so much. I'm here at 101 North Citrus, city of Covina. Our phone number where you can reach me is area code 626-918-2419.
Thank you very much, and thanks for coming on the show. Always enjoy the conversation and the information. Thank you.
Always a pleasure. Thank you.
And I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. We'll be right back.
Are you experiencing hair loss? We have the solution with no drugs, no surgery, and no side effects. Experience 100% pain-free results with Super Grow Laser Cap System, featuring 272 professional-grade lasers that make your hair thicker and fuller naturally. Use it 15 minutes a day, 3 times a week, and notice your hair growth in as little as 3 months. Visit online at irevivelaser.com to order your Super Grow Laser Cap today and experience unbelievable results. irevivelaser.com.
Successful Strategies International offers state-of-the-art PMP certification and an entire curriculum of project management, risk management, portfolio and program management by using unique learning techniques such as online learning, simulations, and facilitator lead programs. Our clientele consists of some of the biggest Fortune 500 companies in existence. SSI has trainers all across North America, Europe, and Asia to help meet your project management needs. Learn more at ssi-learn.com. That's ssi-learn.com.
Your nose just a little bit. I need the sun off. There you go. When we do our workshops, we choose top locations like Red Rock Canyon for fashion, or we choose Cancun beaches for the glamour photography. There you go. Good, good, good. We set up all the models. We have sponsors like Canon that bring out lenses and camera equipment, bodies that you can work with. We teach you how to use those. We teach you how to work with your equipment that you bring out. ISO 400, I'm shooting 1,000 shutter. I'm wide open at 2.8. Some of you are going to be at 3.5. So whether you're a beginner or intermediate and you want to advance to the next level, or even if you're advanced now and you just want to learn more process, more value, learn your equipment a little bit better, take better pictures, check out one of our workshops. You can check out JeromeHamilton.com. We have a workshops page that'll get you there. We bring the top of the line models to all of our events, and we take you to the best places.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. 888-713-2929. Telephone number over here. Pick up the phone and give us a call. We'd love to talk to you about your mortgage, about what your thoughts are about getting a mortgage. Maybe you want to sell a house, buy a house, all things to do with real estate. We certainly can help you. And by the way, there are ways to minimize your costs. One of the ways to minimize your cost, of course, is with your credit score. Making sure your credit score is a certain quality will really help in the rate rate and making sure that it is as low as you can get it. There are a lot of things going on with major credit reporting agencies. Experian just came out with another announcement. They got hacked again. The warning is that, hey, if you're X, Y, and Z, you better watch your tookus, because guess what? There are people out there using your information, maybe creating other people in your name. Anyway, we brought back with us today from Las Vegas, Nevada, Big Tex from Big Tex Real Estate and Consulting Group. Tex, how are you?
Hey, Jeff, how you doing today?
I'm very, very good, and thank you for once again coming on the show, just because this is a problem that's not going to go away. It's not going to go away quickly, and what the heck can we do about it? If you think you have compromised or been compromised, your credit score or your particular information online from either Experian, Equifax, or TransUnion, what do you do about it, and how can you find out about it? Give us the latest skinny on what's going on.
Well, Jeff, you most definitely want to be able to go online. There's all kinds of websites that each person can go online and check to see if they have been compromised. That would be the first thing I would say to do.
Okay.
Some people go through their banks or their credit unions, but what they don't understand is that bank may have a relationship with one credit bureau.
Right.
So they're actually only going to give you access to that one credit bureau. So there's different types of websites that you can go out there. I use creditchecktotal.com, which will give you all three scores, all three bureaus, and it's very detailed, and it's only $1 for the account. But you can also take a look at it as in detail. Now, you, Jeff, as the mortgage lender, the reason I use that instead of Credit Karma is a little bit more inaccurate. The reason I use that one, because Credit Check Total is more, it's plus or minus roughly around about 10 points. So if someone pulls it and they say if it has a 600 FICO score, I know at least they're either a 610 or 590.
Okay, and why is there a discrepancy with the reporting? Is it just that they don't report everything, or is it just that's the, plus or minus that you have to deal with?
Well, what a lot of people don't know, a lot of credit bureaus don't update their credit reports until the second Tuesday of the month.
Okay.
So some bureaus are behind because they have so many consumers that they have to report to, and there's legalities that they have to follow before they even report that it's positive or negative on your credit report. So now if they break the rules, they'll report it really quick. If they don't, they'll be a little bit late. So,
I see.
Yeah, and be proactive. Be proactive. And what I mean by that is, even if you have, you get the clients to say, oh, I have bad credit. I don't care if someone steals my credit. That is...
Yeah,
that is
I know.
The craziest thing to say.
Well, it's idiotic because, that may be what you say today, but what happens tomorrow when you need that credit score to get a rental, get a car, move into a new place, buy something? Come on.
Absolutely. Even when it comes, I have a client now, he or she can't even get car insurance right now because of their credit.
Wow.
Now, now that's your transportation to drive to work. And now you have to be very careful driving to work, and legally you can't even be driving to work, all because they didn't protect their credit in the past.
Now, with this, problem with Experian, obviously I think the other bureaus have had issues as well, maybe on a much smaller scale, but everybody is susceptible and open to cyber attacks. I guess that's what's happening. What do you do about, once you get to the bureaus, what do? You write them all a letter? You tell them to freeze your accounts? What is the actual ABC? What do you do?
Well, that's one of the things you want to do. You actually, for the actual bureaus, you want to be you can actually write them a letter and put a fraud alert on your credit report, because the creditors we buy, and we have a routine when we buy. For example, me. If you look at my bank card, you know that I'm going to go get a Fruit Punch Rockstar just about every day. I'm going to spend that $3. Okay. So now if, 2 days go by and Terrell has spent $20 buying breakfast at McDonald's, well, he don't do that. Right. So put that fraud alert. You can write them a letter, or you can actually contact them directly. But for right now, they're bombarded. Write a letter and just say, hey, I need this. I need a fraud alert. No one should be using it except for me.
Now, I understand that there's a credit freeze. Is that what the fraud alert really is? Is that you're freezing your account to any new accounts, or is that something different?
That is So credit freeze, because what this will do is, like, this will allow you, if there's a certain limit, hey, I don't spend over $400 for a big item. So if it goes over $400, that's not me.
Okay.
So please contact me. Or I don't travel out of state very often, but once every 3 years, something like that. You want to notify them when you're traveling. You want to notify them when you return. But you also, but right now in this particular time, if you're not going to be purchasing anything, yeah, just freeze it for now until we can find out and pinpoint what exactly is going to happen with this credit situation.
Is there a time limit on these freezes? Like, for instance, I was told that you can't freeze your account more than 90 days, maybe 6 months, and then you have to do it again.
Correct.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it's 90 days, in some instances 6 months because of the extenuating circumstances right now.
Why is that? Why do they do that? Why isn't it that you can't have... I had a customer the other day said, I don't even want a credit profile. I don't know why he said that, but he did. And I said, well, you know what? I don't know what your rights are. Do you happen to know that? Or why is it only 90 days? Is it just the way it is because the credit bureaus want it that way? Or is it the way it is because there's a real other reason? Because I don't know one.
Well, the big thing is if they feel that if you put the freeze on there, this is awesome. If you put the freeze on there, then you are saying you're saying to them, hey, I'm not going to be spending on credit, period. Now, if we all put the freeze on our account, guess what happens? They're not making their money. Creditors aren't making their money. And in some instances, even like when you, let's say, for example, your cable company, you say, hey, I'm not going to be here for 6 months. I'm going on vacation.
Right.
Or so they say, okay, well, instead of your $150 a month bill, it's going to be $20 a month. But you know what? We'll only do it for 3 months or 6 months, and then you're going to have to start making that full payment, or you're going to have to call us back in and start over again.
I see. And it's all really because the businesses themselves can't go on hiatus. I mean, in a situation like with the shooting you had in Vegas, right? A lot of people probably canceled hotel rooms. Well, it's a similar effect if, in fact, something happened and a lot of people, like with this Experian thing, 143 million people all put a freeze on their accounts, which didn't happen, by the way. Only about 60 million people did, which, again, kind of blows my mind. But let's say all 143 million people did put the freeze on. It would kind of hurt businesses and hurt the credit reporting agencies themselves. Is that what you're saying?
That it would. It would because the lack of activity that's going on, that means you're going to have to lay off a lot of people, too.
I see.
If there's a freeze, there's no activity going. Well, you don't need to pay. You don't need to pay your employees for nothing if there's no business being generated. So that's the big thing that they have to look at too. That's a lot of freezes. So therefore, that'll domino effect a lot of layoffs.
Hey, listen, will you shout out your phone number? You're obviously expert in the credit area and maybe help some people who might need some work there and in the financial consulting area.
Absolutely. You can reach me at 702-901-3636. And again, that number is 702-901-3636.
And that's national, too. It's not just in Nevada, correct?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I can receive phone calls and make phone calls anywhere, again, nationally, or they can email me at Terrell Robinson at Yahoo. And that's Tarryll Robinson, Robinson at yahoo.com. And it comes to all my gadgets, so I'll be able to receive it right away and be able to call back immediately within the 15 minutes.
Thank you very much, Terrell. I really appreciate you coming on the show once again.
I appreciate it, Jeff. Thanks a lot.
Okay, and I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. We'll be right back.
Want to know how to create more business and save money? Simple. The answer is video. Video shares are the fastest growing form of word-of-mouth advertising, and according to InternetRetailer.com, visitors who viewed a business video were 85% more likely to buy after watching it. People today are on the go. They don't have time to read text, but they have 1 minute to watch video. At HD Video King, we not only create quality video that's right for you, we coach you on how to get the most from it. Call today. Our award-winning staff are ready to assist.
Successful Strategies International offers state-of-the-art PMP certification and an entire curriculum of project management, risk management, portfolio and program management by using unique learning techniques such as online learning, simulations, and facilitator lead programs. Our clientele consists of some of the biggest Fortune 500 companies in existence. SSI has trainers all across North America, Europe, and Asia to help meet your project management needs. Learn more at ssi-learn.com. That's ssi-learn.com.
Ruthless Cowboys, keeping the American dream alive and creating jobs one t-shirt at a time. From fabric to design, Ruthless Cowboys makes 100% American-made apparel that hardworking Americans are proud to wear. At RuthlessCowboys.com, you can shop for shirts and accessories for the cowboy or cowgirl in your life. Head to RuthlessCowboys.com, check us out on Facebook and Instagram by searching Ruthless Cowboys. Ruthless Cowboys, we're all about family, country, and keeping it all American. RuthlessCowboys.com.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. 888-713-2929 is the telephone number. If you pick up the phone and give us a call right now, we are talking mortgages, your mortgage, the mortgage you want to get, the mortgage you're trying to get rid of. Maybe you want to reduce your payment. You're trying to figure out how to get rid of that monthly insurance premium because that FHA loan is just killing you. Or maybe you just want to take some money out of your house, reinvest it in some other property so that you can get that residual income through your retirement. Lots of different ways that we can help you here on the show. And if you'd like to get in touch with us via email, info@malibufunding.net. That gets right to me. My Twitter handle is @Jeff6493. I have a blog called bartonblog.com. You can see us on YouTube, Facebook. We certainly have an Instagram account, although I have no idea what it is. So don't go to Instagram to try to find Malibu Funding. Anyway, I really appreciate you listening to the show. We're very loyal fans out there. People download our shows to the tune of about 12,000 a year through KCAA, one of the great affiliates that we have, KCAA, KMET, the Roadrunner Online. We're about ready to have a new San Jose station come on board as well. So I'm very happy and pleased that you are all listening. We bring to the show very, very experienced loan officers and guests who try to give you some experience beyond what I'm telling you, and hopefully through what you get in the show, it'll help you with your mortgage decisions. George Gonzalez is one of those great people, loan officer. How are you, George?
I'm doing great out here, Jeff. Just trying to stay cool out here in this 100-degree weather.
Yeah, it's hot. It is hot in the Southern California area. Anybody who is listening in the Inland Empire, Riverside, San Bernardino, want to say hey. And, George, you're out in Rancho, is that correct?
Rancho Cucamonga, California, man. Out here just enjoying the sun.
Exactly. So we were talking a little bit off air. How about them Dodgers, huh? Unbelievable. We're so excited.
This is our year, you know. I'm not sure if you've seen a clip from Tommy Lasorda on his birthday when he had his birthday cake. He told Dave Roberts, the manager for the Dodgers, he says, "Hey, if we don't win the World Series this year, I'm going to kill myself."
Oh, man, no. Not Tommy. Tommy's the icon. Of course, anybody who's listening already knows that. It's like Vin Scully and some of the other tremendous broadcasters we've had in this particular market. Okay, so during events like the Dodger run through the playoffs, do we find that people in your area are happier and they're more apt to make positive decisions about their borrowing or their home buying, or is it just a totally separate issue? Because I always found when I'm happy, I like to do things like buy something.
No, you're right. You know, it's funny because everybody has that in common, you know, especially out here in Southern California. You say the Dodgers, and then that sparks up our whole conversation. And before you know it, you know, I don't even got to explain the loan. They just want to move forward, whatever I give them.
That's tremendous. Okay, give me an example of some of the products that we're dealing with right now, which may be enticing to some of our listeners.
Well, right now, the big issue, again, I think you mentioned it in the beginning of the show, is the going from a FHA to a conventional to get rid of the PMI.
Right.
Because the properties have all gained values over the last 2-3 years where, you know, you have a choice. You can either get rid of the PMI, just do a rate and term and lower your monthly, or you can actually, a lot of my guys are cashing out and paying off some of their high-rate credit card debt that they've accumulated in the last few years.
Yeah, I think that's a really good idea. I mean, obviously with equity returned almost to 100 and 110% from what it was during the last high, which is, of course, in 2006, early 2007. I think using some of that equity to pay off debt is always a good thing, especially if in so doing you can lower your rate at the same time, because rates are still pretty good, right?
Rates are awesome. This is the first time in the history where, the rates have stayed low as well as the values going up. Typically it's one or the other. And, I got an example right now. We're doing a guy, he's cashing out about $50,000, and he refied about 2 years ago, but the payment is only going up like maybe $120 a month. So he's getting $50,000 against his home for only $120 a month. I mean, where can I go buy a car for $50,000 and pay $120 a month, Jeff?
No, that's that's a good point. That's a very good point. Now, when you're counseling people or when they're looking to take money out of their house, are you also saying, "Hey, look, don't go out and go crazy with this money"? Are you trying to tell them to reinvest it or to do something with it? I know that's not your job, but as a concerned loan officer, what are you telling people when they're looking to cash out?
Well, first of all, we're taking dollar for dollar. We're calculating how much interest they're paying on that credit card or whatever debt it is, and then I'm just showing them what they're going to pay over 30 years, by refinancing, whether it's 30, 20, or 15-year loan.
Right.
And we go line by line, Jeff. I take them. It takes me a little while, but I let them make their own decision. I put the numbers in front of them because the numbers don't lie.
Right.
And let them make a decision. Most people say, you know what? I want to lower my outgoing altogether every month, not just my mortgage. I'd rather, the outgoing that goes out every month, lower that and keep more in my account. And that's what I'm noticing that they're doing. They don't mind because most of them are going to sell or refi again in the next 5 to 7 years.
Right.
So, that's the trend.
Hey, listen, that's an excellent point. The overall expenditure versus just the mortgage expenditure. If you can lower your overall expenses, you're obviously doing yourself a good turn. So that kind of advice, yeah, that's pretty good. How do you get trust from your borrowers? I talked to one person earlier in the show about it, and she had some interesting thing to say. What do you do to gain trust from your clients?
Well, the main big thing I do, Jeff, is that I treat every client like it's my only client. And basically, I just let them know, I give them the best that I have to offer up front. This way, I tell them, hey, let's compare it. Go ahead and compare it with some guys you know. And a lot of them come to me maybe second or third time, like they've went to another banker, then they come to me because they get a referral. So then I ask the client, I say, well, I tell the client, here's what I can offer you. So it's better than what they're getting offered from Bank A. So they go back to Bank A and say, Bank A, Bank B of George, Malibu Funding, is offering me this rate. And so all of a sudden Bank A says, well, I could match that. So right there I tell the buyers it's a red flag because why didn't they offer you the best from the beginning? Why all of a sudden now can they match it? And, where I throw it out the best we have up front, and when they come back to me and tell me, oh, Bank A over here says they got a better deal than you, I tell them, well, I don't believe it, but if they do, I would like to go work for them because, they can beat me. If they can beat us, Jeff, our pricing, you already know, the wholesale broker pricing we get, we smash any retail division out there.
Yeah, I think that's true, and I appreciate the fact that you're willing to do that for your clients. Obviously, giving them the best deal up front is always the best way. Even if they shop you, it's just difficult to compete when you're getting the best price. And if they can, well, go ahead. I mean, you know what? You can't win every deal, and those people that can obviously get a better deal, go. But most people, they just can't.
No, the best they can do is match what we got, and then they're taking a big shot to their commission, obviously, because we're set at a fair price. That's why I enjoy working with Malibu's, because we're set at a good level. Obviously the company, it doesn't take a big split of us, so we're allowed to pass that on, the savings, to the buyer and the borrowers to let them know, hey, we're not trying to get rich here. We're just making a living.
Okay, very good. Hey, listen, George, shout out your phone number for those in Rancho and certainly in San Bernardino, Riverside area who would like to get in touch with you.
My phone number directly is 909-900-9565.
Okay, excellent. Just one last follow-up to what we've been talking about. We're coming around to the holiday season. Do you see it slowing down, prices going up, or do you see it pretty much staying the same?
No, actually, right now we're pretty busy. I got a lot of pre-approved buyers out there house hunting. They want a house before Christmas. You know,
Yep.
every year it's like the same thing. And then I have my refinances who, you know, when we refi, they get to skip 2 payments. So they love to skip November, December, you know, to have some extra spending cash around the house, you know, during the transaction. If it, you know, they kill 2 birds with 1 stone when they save money plus save a couple payments so they can have a better holiday for their family.
George, thanks very much for coming on the show. Great information as always, and I really appreciate you doing it again.
Hey, thank you, Jeff.
Okay, and thank you very much. And I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. We'll be right back.
Want to know how to create more business and save money? Simple. The answer is video. Video shares are the fastest growing form of word-of-mouth advertising. And according to InternetRetailer.com, visitors who viewed a business video were 85% more likely to buy after watching it. People today are on the go. They don't have time to read text, but they have 1 minute to watch video. At HD Video King, we not only create quality video that's right for you, we coach you on how to get the most from it. Call today. Our award-winning staff are ready to assist.
Are you experiencing hair loss? We have the solution with no drugs, no surgery, and no side effects. Experience 100% pain-free results with Super Grow Laser Cap System, featuring 272 professional-grade lasers that make your hair thicker and fuller naturally. Use it 15 minutes a day, 3 times a week, and notice your hair growth in as little as 3 months. Visit online at irevivelaser.com to order your Super Grow Laser Cap today and experience unbelievable results. irevivelaser.com.
Ruthless Cowboys, keeping the American dream alive and creating jobs 1 t-shirt at a time. From fabric to design, Ruthless Cowboys makes 100% American-made apparel that hardworking Americans are proud to wear. At RuthlessCowboys.com, you can shop for shirts and accessories for the cowboy or cowgirl in your life. Head to RuthlessCowboys.com, check us out on Facebook and Instagram by searching Ruthless Cowboys. Ruthless Cowboys, we're all about family, country, and keeping it all American. RuthlessCowboys.com.
Successful Strategies International offers state-of-the-art PMP certification and an entire curriculum of project management, risk management, portfolio and program management by using unique learning techniques such as online learning, simulations, and facilitator lead programs. Our clientele consists of some of the biggest Fortune 500 companies in existence. SSI has trainers all across North America, Europe, and Asia to help meet your project management needs. Learn more at ssi-learn.com. That's ssi-learn.com.
Your nose just a little bit. I need the sun off. There you go. When we do our workshops, we choose top locations like Red Rock Canyon for fashion, or we choose Cancun beaches for the glamour photography. There you go. Good, good, good. We set up all the models. We have sponsors like Canon that bring out lenses and camera equipment, bodies that you can work with. We teach you how to use those. We teach you how to work with your equipment that you bring out. ISO 400, I'm shooting 1,000 shutter. I'm wide open at 2.8. Some of you are going to be at 3.5. So whether you're a beginner or intermediate and you want to advance to the next level, or even if you're advanced now and you just want to learn more process, more value, learn your equipment a little bit better, take better pictures, check out one of our workshops. You can check out JeromeHamilton.com. We have a workshops page that'll get you there. We bring the top of the line models to all of our events, and we take you to the best places.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. 888-713-2929 is our telephone number. If you pick up the phone and give us a call, we can certainly talk to you about all the issues and problems, questions, maybe some of the solutions for you and your mortgage. I know mortgages aren't necessarily the most interesting topic in your life. However, probably the most important financial one. If you're out there and you're going to borrow $300,000 to $500,000 to $700,000 to buy that dream house. And by the way, in the last segment, George was talking a little bit about, or maybe it was Connie in 2 segments ago, talking a little bit about people are now, instead of buying that starter home, which used to be the starter home, and then you'd step up to the next home and eventually get your dream house when you were, making a lot of dough. Everybody's going for the dream house now, early. Why? Because prices are so high. You might as well get something that you're going to live in for 20 years now than try to keep stepping up in the marketplace. So you're finding a lot of buyers looking to hold and wait and save and make sure they have a 20% down payment on a $500,000 house, because guess what? That's what's going to keep you out of the PMI. It's going to give you a lot of equity into the property, gives you certainly plenty of time to build that credit score, probably get the lowest rate as well. So if you are thinking about buying right now, you need to talk to a professional, whether it's me, the guy at the corner, the bank on the street, wherever you go to find your best particular information. This is just one source. There's many out there. I was talking to a marketing expert today telling me that, everybody's putting videos out there now. Everybody's on the radio. I'm thinking, no, they aren't. Not everybody's on the radio. Not everybody's putting out videos. There's a lot of great information for people like myself who are interested in providing to you information about mortgages and real estate. The good information you can suss through pretty quickly on YouTube or any of the number of channels. By the way, we're on iHeartRadio now, and if you'd go to my website, malibufunding.net, you can see where exactly iHeartRadio can be heard. And this particular show, every show that we've done in the past, I don't know, how many have we done now? Is this 93 at this studio?
This is number 92.
92, very nice. Okay, so 92. We've been on the air for about 3.5 years. We do a show a week. So for Daryl and myself, we've been together for almost getting close to 100.
Coming up on 2 years.
Yeah, well, that's pretty good. That's excellent. So for these amount of shows, yes, they're all on iHeartRadio. They're certainly on KMET's website and KCAA as well. I went to both of those over the weekend, checked it out. Went to also YouTube. If you go to YouTube, Financing Mortgage is our YouTube channel. We're doing some work on it. We're going to change the name, do a little bit of a cleanup, try to tie a lot of loose ends together. But currently, this show, as well as our Las Vegas real estate show and a number of other things, can be seen there. If you go to YouTube and type in Financing Mortgage, you will find us. Okay, let's get to the mortgage market minute, and this is put out by U.S. Trust. Tyler over there, I want to say hi to him. I really appreciate that he does this for us. Once every month, he sends out a little snapshot of what the market is doing right now. And by the way, if you're thinking about buying a house and you're looking at your credit, remember, it's not a snapshot of your credit anymore. It's trending credit, and I'll tell you about that. First off, let's get into the market minute, and they talk about what's going on in the mortgage markets, in the stock market, in the financial markets, just to give you an idea of what a very conservative Midwest company is thinking about when they're thinking about your money and investing your money. We had Terrell on earlier, who's also an FC, but this is what they say. In the macro strategy, producer and consumer price data show inflation remains well contained. Okay, if you're in the market and you see the price went up in milk, price went up in eggs, doesn't really count in the CPI, the Consumer Price Index, but the core Consumer Price Index has stayed pretty easy. Now, we want to see inflation a little bit because we want to see wages increase, and that certainly adds to the inflation, right? If you cost more, guess what? That means your inflated price is affecting the inflation overall. So we want to see inflation about 2%. I think that's what they're talking about here. Also, the global growth continues to accelerate slowly above the trend, causing the International Monetary Fund to raise its forecast for 2018 to almost 4%. Well, locally, here in the United States, I say locally, of course, the United States is the largest economy by far in the world. I think we're chug along at about 13 to maybe it's $14 trillion. Maybe that's off. Do you know what that is exactly, Daryl?
No.
Okay, very good. So anyway, I think that's what it is. It could be 16, but anyway, it's a big number, right? And obviously, if we're looking locally here, and I said earlier in the show that we'd like a forecast between 3 and 4%. I think we're currently at 2.6% GDP for the past quarter. And so now we're looking at if this particular guidance is correct at 4% globally, that's chugging along, especially when you're looking at parts of the world that is really dragging an anchor. And war-torn areas, certain parts of Sub-Sahara and certain parts of Eastern Europe, which still has not recovered from those years of communist rule. So all these things, what they mean for me, and thank you very much for Tyler and the guys over at U.S. Trust for giving us some of this guidance. Very, very interesting in terms of what's going on in the world and how it affects you. I wanted to get to our next thing, which is the appraisals. I want to bring Daryl on here. They talked a little bit about home appraisals, what home appraisals are, how you can determine what home appraisals are, and some of the things that go into a home appraisal and how it's affected. Couple things to do with home appraisals that I wanted to ask Daryl about is, did you know that there are actually 4 ways that your home can be appraised?
Well, I would imagine a home inspection and comps are the 2 obvious ones.
Yes, absolutely. The comps, what Daryl's referring to is the comparable home sales in your area. And depending on the density of your area, for instance, if you live in Castaic and you're out there in some rural land, they're not going to pick your closest neighbors because guess what? There's only 2 of them.
Right. You need a wider swatch.
Right. So they're going to choose a larger, broader area. And if you're living in, let's say you're in West Valley, or you're out in downtown San Bernardino or Riverside, a lot more condensed properties, so they're going to choose quarter mile, half mile, right?
Yeah, half mile here in Ventura.
And what they do is they take the comparable properties and they look at what's sold. They may take into consideration the quality, the square footage, maybe the lot size, but basically they are only allowed a 15% differentiation between your house and a comparable one in your neighborhood.
And especially if you're not looking at, tract homes and things like that, especially if you're looking at unique properties that have been around a long time, it's tough.
It's very tough. And you got into that situation yourself, I'm sure.
I did, yeah, because I lived in an area where every house was different, every lot size was different, and you couldn't find very good comps.
Yeah, it always is a problem, and it's always a problem with the lender. So what happens, these are 2 different prices or ways to price. What happens when you don't get the price that you need if you're a buyer? What happens? Do you renegotiate? What do you do?
Well, I think that you put the price that you want and try that first, and then, you keep lowering it a little bit until you find somebody that's willing to pay for it.
Couple things that they recommend here off this document that I'm reading. They say, look, you can rebut the appraiser, meaning that you can go back to the appraiser and say,
challenge him.
Hey, what about this? Or what about that? And according to this particular article that I'm reading, it says your chances of changing the appraiser's opinion are very, very limited. Small, probably not at all.
It's very interesting that the appraiser usually comes back with the exact number that the buyer's looking for as far as their loan.
Absolutely right.
The exact number.
If some gal is willing to pay that price, I guess that's what it's worth, basically. That's what they're saying. Very funny and very true as well. They say that in refinances, when you have just your appraisal that you're dealing with, it's a little bit more difficult to find a solution. So you either have to revise your loan estimate dollar amount downward in order to what you can take out based on the loan programs. And it happens all the time. And there's nothing much you can do about it except lower your expectations as to how much money you can take out of the property.
Right.
Okay. Hey, Daryl, thanks very much.
My pleasure.
I appreciate it, and I appreciate everybody listening out there. I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. Really appreciate, again, listening to the show, and we'll see you next time.
Want to know how to create more business and save money? Simple. The answer is video. Video shares are the fastest growing form of word-of-mouth advertising, and according to InternetRetailer.com, visitors who viewed a business video were 85% more likely to buy after watching it. People today are on the go. They don't have time to read text, but they have 1 minute to watch video. At HD Video King, we not only create quality video that's right for you, we coach you on how to get the most from it. Call today. Our award-winning staff are ready to assist.
Is your car starting to give you some trouble? Then come on down to Gyra Tire Shop and Service, where we offer a wide range of services such as new and used tires, balance and repair, brakes, AC repair, professional auto diagnostics, We promise you high-quality service at an affordable price. We're located on the corner of Boulder Highway and Wells Street. Do yourself and your car a favor. Come down to Gyra Tire Shop and Service.